god, how did I... Hello to my one viewer, I think. Hi, Mom. Okay, let's set this thing up. Hello! I am very excited today because me, a person who's been using a Mac since like 2008, am building a PC for the first time thanks to my friend Daniel, who's been helping me choose all the different parts for this. This is exciting. I didn't know I could afford to go past 16 gigs. Macs like overcharge them to like the nth degree. I feel like to go from 16 to 32, you have to pay an additional $400 or $500, which is absolutely insane to me. So it almost feels like as I build this thing, I feel like it's just gonna break down. Because if I paid this much for a Mac, it's probably gonna perform as well as I did in the 5th grade in my track and field competition. That didn't turn out great. What I'm excited about is that I'm building a mini PC. This is the Node 202 from Fractal. I want to show you kind of like the behemoth that Daniel's PC is. Like, look at that. That's so big compared to this. It's definitely gonna perform way better. I'm not ready to fully commit yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to do all this. What I really wanted to show you was how much smaller this is compared to Daniel's PC. I don't know if you could see that. Oh, and also I didn't skimp out on the SSD. I always skimp out on MacBooks because I just felt like it was a ripoff and I would just use an external SSD. I often buy the Samsung, those tiny SSDs that they have for like 1 terabyte. So I didn't skimp out on this one. This is also 1 terabyte for this teeny PC. I'm just so excited. I don't know if you could tell. I have the Ryzen 5, the 2600, the GTX 1650 right here, and I have 32 gigs of memory. I essentially just looked for the cheapest one I could. I was gonna buy the Crucial ones, which were like $2 cheaper, but Daniel talked me out of it. He's like,
"Don't you want it to look cool?"
I'm like, okay. Why not? $2? The thing is, I don't really see the point because it's hidden. Like, this is like a black box. And now we have the SFX power supply. This was a lot more expensive than I feel like it had to be for the amount of power it gives. But whenever you buy something small, it gets more expensive. Small is a good thing. And finally, we have the, what is it? How do I pronounce that? Aorus?
Aorus?
No, it's Aorus.
No, it's Aorus.
No, it's not. I have the B450 motherboard and we had to like look at all the specifications of the sizes so that it will fit in this Node 202. And the primary purpose of why I wanted a small PC was for me to travel with it because eventually I want to hopefully be able to fly back to Canada or maybe go somewhere else and take it with me. So that is it. You guys are probably wondering if I'm going to develop in this thing, and the answer is no. I've only used Unix type systems before, so Mac OS or Linux, so I just can't leave. I'm just so used to it, and if I try to develop on a Windows, I just feel like I'm going to break all my hard work for this. I don't want to be too mean.
It's fine.
Honestly though, props to all the people who could develop on a Windows. I really wish I could do it because sometimes I just want to escape the Mac the Mac system. It's not a prison because I'm happy in it, I think. Ridiculously expensive. I really want to escape the Mac ecosystem because it's just ridiculously expensive when you want, it's like hardcore things like streaming or editing videos. My 15-inch MacBook Pro can develop just fine. Well, it starts to die once you start opening IntelliJ and Android Studio, and you definitely can't do any machine learning on that. We will make do with this sub $1,000 PC. I will now Twitch stream this. See ya! Subscription down below, where my Instagram link is. Follow me, like and subscribe. Hit that bell button. They're not gonna do it. Glorious. Look how slim this is. Okay, this is a tiny PC. Is this better? Am I showing the product and myself? I like this. This is definitely larger than an Xbox. I don't think I could put this in a carry-on. Looks like I'll just have you carry it around everywhere for me. That's not true. I should preface this by saying that I've never built a PC in my life, and I'm very, very excited about this, but I literally have no clue what I'm doing. Does it come with instructions? Are they helpful? It's in English, so that's a good start for me. Look at this. I built IKEA stuff before, so I feel fully qualified for this. Yes. How long does it normally take to build a PC? What is the average? I want to beat it. An hour? Okay. Sounds. And then convert that to the newbie hours. Probably like 8 hours. You guys are in for a wild ride. Maybe the title of the stream should be Bea breaks her brand new computer. So step 1, remove the top cover. Done. Just do it! Great philosopher once said. Let's try LaBeouf.
How does this work?
I know it. Oh my god. How did you do that?
I hope I didn't break it.
I think you did. Oh, let's make sure. Alright. Okay, this is frightening. What camera do I use? I use an A7 III right now. Started, or continued. Thank you, Daniel, for helping out with that. So, I have an SFX power supply right here. We need an SFX because we need it smaller. It's a 650. Hopefully that's enough for future proofing because I really don't want to buy another one. But this is the heaviest part of the entire build. Oh no, they didn't punch the hole right. Do you see that? They punched every other hole. But this one. Ah. Also, I'm very impressed by this A7 III. 20mm, 1.8. I think the minimum distance I could be from the lens is like pretty dang close. Do we have something to stab this with? A ninja sword, perhaps. Fixed. Hello to my other viewers. I'm sure this is all my mom. So a trick that I learned from building IKEA stuff is to never tighten it too much initially. Tighten it after you got most of the screws in. Some people get excited. And I like to go diagonally as well. He is my roommate. One of my roommates. I don't know if you could hear the other ones. The other two are video calling. Yeah, in San Francisco you have like a lot of roommates. Or you should, because rent here isn't cheap. Oh, sorry. Yes. I should read the questions out loud, I've been told. The question was whether or not my arch nemesis lives with me in the same apartment. As they say, you gotta keep your mortal enemies close and always keep it. Actually, this is his screwdriver. Thanks, Daniel. I have to be nice to him right now. Are you guys all software engineers? And I'm one, Daniel is one, one of our other roommates is one, and the other one is not. At San Francisco, tons of software engineers, eh? So the nice part about this power supply is that it actually comes with an adapter for you to be able, I think, to use it for larger PCs. So just in case I want to build something bigger in the future, I'll hopefully still be able to use this. Am I gonna play games on it? Maybe I'll start. I mean, the only game that I've been playing lately is Among Us. Otherwise, I have no proficiency in any other game. This is a very scary process for me. Or as Americans like to say, process. Why you handicap yourself like this? How am I handicapping myself? By building a tiny PC? Now, by actually constraining what device to dev. Oh, I see. Benson here is telling me, or is asking me why I constrain myself to just developing on a Mac. This is gonna be a long conversation with you, my friend. But there's a very good reason why people choose to develop on Unix type systems. The Mac ecosystem is great. It's a little bit sad that I have to conform to it because obviously I could build something much more powerful hardware-wise in terms of like affordability with like PCs. I'll just get way too frustrated with Windows. I tried it for a hot second because Amazon gave me a Windows laptop very briefly until I switched it over to a Mac. I mean, it can be done. I didn't. The ramp up process, I tried it for a little bit and I did not enjoy it. Yeah, I always wondered what made you choose Airbnb over Facebook after graduation. There were a lot of factors that came into play for this. One of them was that Facebook was already a public company and Airbnb was not. The offer was higher at Airbnb as well. Typically, you'd find that big end companies, as opposed to just like big four companies, have higher salaries and higher packages. So there's that too. And Facebook, to me, I worked at two very large companies, Facebook and Amazon. Although it was really great, I really enjoyed working at more mid-sized companies. Should I test out the power supply right now? Oh, thank you. Don't turn on the PSU. Thank you. See, this is why I have you guys around me. Let's start this. I have the B450 Aorus motherboard. I was really focused on the ports and the fact that it had Wi-Fi and Bluetooth, and it would fit in this Node 202 Fractal. Bunch of USB 3 ports. Daniel's PC does not have Wi-Fi, so he had to like plug in like this external device. Alright, so now I have my chat set up. It's still loading. Everyone's probably playing League, I don't know. I should just use LTE. Google Fi, great product. Yeah, Daniel's like, nice. Daniel buys all Google products. Does it look cool? Oh, okay. For my RAM, 32 gigs of RAM, two 16 gig sticks. The RAM. Where does this go? I'm guessing it goes in here, just because it looks like it fits. This is not, they're not making it easy for me to be gentle. This is, I must admit, this is much more fun than going to the Mac store or the Apple website and just crying at any additions that you might make for any upgrades. This is why I haven't bought a Mac since like 2016. Those things last so long. They should click. Am I just being a wuss right now? Like I'm just scared?
Yep, that's back in. Your chat says you're being a wuss.
Oh no. I'm scared to break it! But yes, I am being a wuss. You're blaming me, but it's very easy for Daniel to come in here when it's not his money that paid for it. Let's not do that.
Do you want me to toss it?
Only if you buy me a new Tesla after.
I don't have money for a Tesla.
Yes, you do.
No.
Yes, you do. I've seen your Robinhood gains.
I only have 10 grand in it.
Yeah, after putting in like 50 bucks.
No, I put in 6 grand. Put your body weight on it.
All 50 pounds of it? Oh my god. Okay. I got the 970 Evo Plus. I tried to get the cheapest SSD possible. Crucial, I think. Crucial makes some pretty cheap stuff. I've never used any of them, but Daniel told me to get this instead. Higher read and write speeds. Okay, look at how tiny that is. Where does this go? I think it's gonna go in here. You can watch it from my stream. Be a viewer. You don't have to come in here. Watch it from my stream. I think it goes in here. Am I right? Am I? No? Damn it. Where does it go? This is really fun. I'm thoroughly enjoying building a PC. I could see why Linus does this every other day. Every day, sorry. Yeah, that man builds a new PC every single day. You know why I feel like it's fragile? Because when Daniel was shipping his PC here, he had a liquid cooling system, and it seemed like it was working perfectly fine before he got here, says he. And then by the time he tried to set it up, power supply wouldn't turn on. So that's why I'm like, of all the things, this looks like the least fragile thing possible, and somehow it's the thing that just broke his whole computer. Maybe because my computer isn't as pricey. I shipped mine in a box, fully assembled. How pricey was your build? 2K. Holy smokes. That is not pricey? That to me is like, that has to be like a top of the line PC, no? I'm definitely going a little bit on the more budget side, but I feel like I might just upgrade it with, if the Nvidia 3080 was available, I would have just bought that, but they're having supply issues, so I guess I just wanted to get something as cheap as possible for now and then upgrade when, you know, stock becomes available again, rather than buying last year's version that seems to be more expensive with like worse performance. Here's our cooler. We're not quite sure if it will fit, so we have to install the I/O panel first, eh?
Yes. Many people forget.
Yes, but I read the instructions. This is the benefit of being a nub. Hey! Daniel just said that he was willing to bet that I will forget the I/O panel. But joke's on him. There's nothing to forget if I don't know how to do anything. I am back. Hello, Napcat. You probably don't remember me, but I was there when you made the My Little Pony sign. Yeah, I think one of my first Twitch streams and only Twitch streams prior to this was me just building a My Little Pony website. I'm debating between building a PC and buying an e-bike. I mean, it all depends what you think you'll get more mileage out of. So if you feel like you're gonna go biking almost every day, it's probably better for you. But to each their own. You can see I have made my decision. Dinner or PC? I hope I chose correctly. What do you think is the benefit of choosing fractal cases? Like why? Because of its...
Well, at least for my big one, it's got fabric on the side panels to reduce the noise. And it's got filters on the front and the bottom. Mm-hmm. And you got filters too?
What?
The chat is in a Mac versus not Mac, but...
Oh no! It was just mentioned that Mac OS is a shit OS. Agree to disagree. As an OS, I can't see how Mac is shit. It's crazy to me. I can't believe it literally fell down at that part. I'm so lucky. I'm so freaking lucky. How long have you been streaming for again? And why'd I stop? Because I was attempting to stream on my MacBook. That just didn't work. It killed my MacBook. Oh yes, I'm also not using my work laptop to stream. Yeah, work gave me a spec'd out MacBook Pro, but I do not want to use that. I don't use it for personal things. I thought about it. I thought about it briefly. I don't know if it's against company policy. Like, you can play games on it, but I start to feel like you're going on, like, I don't know. It's not necessarily company policy so much that I don't really want to put my personal stuff on a work laptop. I think even then, I don't know how well 16-inch MacBook Pro could perform for streaming. What's nice about having a separate PC just for like doing things like this is that I could offload that work to something else. And also this is really fun. I might also attempt to try to code on a Windows machine. Let's see how that works out. You'll probably see me get extremely frustrated, but it is what it is. A lot of streamers use Macs for coding, just use WSL2. It's a Linux box then. Yeah, if WSL will work properly, then I don't see how that might be an issue. But I know that some people had issues with at least the first one when I was initially looking into it. And look at that. This is so cool. How sad will it be if after all this work it just won't turn on? Question, is it easy? Is it gonna be painful to replace the GPU? I guess I'll find out soon. No? I love that. Why such a slim case? Benson replied with, it's SF apartments. Yeah, gotta get a mini PC for a mini apartment. Yeah, there's not a lot of space here. And also, like, if I plan to go to, like, travel, and take this PC with me. I don't want the huge bulk of like a massive PC. The cooler. Let's see if the cooler will fit. If it doesn't, then I guess I'll have to buy a new one. Rex says, you certainly picked a tough build for your first one. I feel like I did, just because it's a tiny case. But at the same time, I feel like it'll be worth it for the end result. Probably not for the parts though, because it's probably gonna get pretty hot in here. Oh my god, what was this?
Now you touched it, let's wipe it off and put on some new thermal paste.
Do you know why not the 3600? Because I want to save. Partially true, but it's because I want to upgrade soon. So when I think the new AMD ones come out, I'm probably just going to replace it. This is probably not the cleanest build you guys have ever seen, as I think applying the paste is the hardest part. I think applying it with the cross method is best.
This you can apply a little bit more than needed because this is not conductive. It'll just be kind of a mess if it overflows.
This is a lot of work. Warden says a pea-sized bowl in the middle of a CPU does the trick. I think that's what the fan had before I touched it. What's for dinner? Korean seafood pancakes. Thermal compound on the CPU or the fan?
On the CPU.
It's like baking a cake. Right there. Okay. Cooler in. Check it out. Okay, next. GPU. So I think the fractal case takes most standard size GPUs. Hello, we're asking Daniel to help screw the risers in for me because I don't know, I'm scared to break the screws. I've already been close to breaking a few. I just saw a video on what it's like to buy a computer or a Mac in like 1994. That was crazy. Just as expensive then, without the inflation, as it is now. Cool.
It's not that fragile. Plus, worst case, you can just buy it.
No! Game I was playing, I like to team kill in hardcore and circumvent all the anti-team killing measures. I would love to be able to understand any of those. Anything of what you said.
I think it's just like this. You kind of have to just live with it. Because all the screws are in tight and I have no clue why it's sideways.
Napcat says, I'm glad the push for remote work is accelerating. It doesn't make sense to have everyone in SF. I agree. I think it's awesome that it gives more people opportunity. Oh my god. I have 69 followers now. Thank you. Amazing. Don't laugh. It's not funny. Does it have one?
Should have one. Pretty standard for it.
We don't need to turn it on.
It's just for decoration, right?
Yeah. We're almost done. We're almost done. So we're just trying to connect to the front panel right now.
Oh, is the plug elsewhere?
What do you mean? This is where it's supposed to go, right?
Yeah, but where does that plug extend to?
Here. Oh, that is awkward.
It's weird.
Eh? I don't even think it will fit because this is...
What?
Yeah. This is blocking the way. Like you have to go through here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so here.
Wait, but the cables doesn't route to the top. The case will block it.
Something. No, I don't think this will work.
Should show this.
We're just trying to turn it on right now. And we are running into an issue where I can't plug this in properly because this is blocking the way. This likely won't work unless we get something longer that will... Oh my god, Daniel.
So literally just the connector is on the opposite side, or like it's the opposite direction.
This is something we did not take into account.
I mean, we shouldn't.
But if it's fully pushed in, Daniel, I think it would fit.
So we can loosen this screw
Yeah.
to sort of move the power supply.
Back?
Yeah, and plug it in and then move it back.
Okay, let's do that.
The other option is flip the power supply. But the issue is the fan would be on this side, which does not have a window.
Let's
on
not
the
do
top
that.
of the case.
Let's not do that. This is what they mean is an issue about tiny PCs. Oh god, I hope the next one will be a lot easier than this one. I should have just chosen to build a big one. I regret my decision. Will this be worth it? I don't know. Great things come in tiny packages.
Kind of fits now.
Yeah, I guess so. Why did I choose to build a tiny piece? Yeah, my neck really hurts from this, and my back. I'm like right at the corner of this case, and these the frame is blocking my way, so this is making it very difficult for me. But I think we did it. We did it, friends.
Did it clip in?
I think so. Well, one side for sure did.
Well, both sides have to clip in.
Oh my god, Daniel, you're so demanding. It's happened.
Hey, you don't want to only give half power to your CPU, right?
It doesn't need everything, okay? So greedy.
Is it in?
I think so. I can't go past it.
So I think we plugged in everything. You just need to sort of tidy up the cables.
Okay.
Make sure they don't get into any fans.
This would have... I'm just gonna say that my first build, I don't think was for amateurs. I don't think a tiny PC... I keep calling it a tiny PC. A mini ITX PC is for amateurs. You need a lot of like neck stretches, back stretches. You also need a Daniel in here. That's expensive. That's a Google salary right there. Or you could just pay him in bubble teas. Okay, looks like there's a lot of room here, so I'm gonna try to position this like this. I don't see, like this is gonna generate heat. We're like cramping things up. They're all snuggling together. See, if you just tangle up your cords for each other, you don't need wire management. You don't need like a zip tie if you just use one of the other cords. Alright, if I lift this up, will it all come crashing down? Alright, here we go. Okay. What do you guys think? Does it look okay? How's my cable management?
Is horrified by your cable management.
Oh no. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about my cable management. Alright, that's plugged in.
Right.
Where's my power supply? I wish I was a little bit cleaner with this build. We're breaking out the $20 TV I got from someone moving out. Solid Oil says, Hiya, I've been watching on and off for a bit. Tough build on the floor, but good luck. Thank you very much. Oh my god, I broke it. I broke it. This is a button. Oh my god.
What, you're just not pressing the button right.
How do I not press the button right?
Well, how did I turn it on and you didn't?
You tried to press the button several times.
Why did the CPU fan turn off? Bea, I know you're a software engineer, but you should know how to press a button. Still
Oh my
no
god.
signal.
Maybe it's because I wasn't pressing it hard enough, because as usual, I'm scared. No. Daniel, what did you do?
And the AOS logo is gonna show up.
Yeah.
And then there will be a text on the bottom saying press like some button to get into the BIOS.
Okay, let's
And
do
then
it.
you're gonna press that before it comes here.
Okay, got it. It flashes for like 2 seconds. F12. Boot menu. don't have F12.
What?
On my keyboard,
How do you not have F12?
it's a 64 or 65.
How are you supposed to get into the BIOS now?
I've never pressed an F12 button in my life. Oh my god. F12 is usually to change a boot sequence. Full BIOS is usually F1 or delete sometimes F2, but it really depends on the motherboard. BIOS has been reset. Please configure. Okay. You know what? Next time I build a PC, I will just literally just jam everything in. Because apparently that's a solution to all this. You can't be tender with PCs. You can't baby it.
Dude, for a moment I thought the power supply was dead.
No, I'm not strong enough, obviously. Haven't been going to the gym.
So just, oh, Windows.
Alright, so I have to buy Windows. Okie dokie. Time to buy Windows. How much is Windows?
Like 130?
Oh my god. Are we gonna put it in your drive? Your USB?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll do it on my Mac then. Yeah, this has been an interesting experience. 03F001 said, good job. You didn't even do that much swearing. I try not to. I actually had this conversation with Daniel about how like people often unnecessarily swear. I feel like there are much better insults or ways to express your anger than just swearing. Much more colorful ways, at least. That's more fun. Downloading Windows on a Mac. This is something you can't do in the opposite way around. Windows Home version is okay, right?
The chat is asking you to do Linux.
Oh yeah, I mean, that would be good. Yeah, I have a Mac, so I don't need like an extra like Unix machine, and I'm fine. Windows is good. Windows is great. Windows is the best. Oh, it's Microsoft 365.
No, that's Office. We don't need
Yeah.
Office.
Says Daniel vehemently, saying Google Drive and Google Docs is all you need.
Exactly, guys.
You know, even their website is asking me a lot of unnecessary questions. It has begun.
It's getting ready to put ads on your start menu.
What?
Another option now is we just download Windows, use their free trial, whatever, and then you can enter a code later.
Okay, should I do that right now instead of buying it?
Yeah, I guess. That's probably faster.
Okay. That's great advice. Thank you so much. That's right. They're having a party next door. Could you hear them? Okay. Thank you for the recommendation for going the free route. That's really helpful right now. So the question is, did I major in CS? And yes, I did. It feels nice. It feels nice to like do something where you just have next to no knowledge about, like PC building. I could actually see what's under the hood. That's true. Daniel just said it's nice to do something with your hands, like something physical, and like rather than just type on my keyboard and things come up. I do love doing that though. I mean, just last night I streamed for about 4 or 5 hours, just coding. That was fun too. But that's the kind of stuff that's just like, you know, it's easy. I don't get too comfortable. It's a part of like, I guess, the kind of space that I'm in that I just have no experience in, so it's cool. Navcat is asking what I was working on last night. I was building Instagram from scratch last night. How far did I go last night? We got the backend going in Node, the front end going with React. We got the sign up page, the login. Authentication mostly works, but I didn't integrate Passport quite yet, but the database is also connected. Yeah, so we got decently far. The first part of the stream was me trying to just set it up, and then I just Webpack wasn't compatible with a particular version of Babel, and it was just not working out that way. So I started with like a boilerplate for create React app, and then just build on top of that. How much interest / desire do I have in learning lower level stuff, like what exactly happens when you press a power button? I will be honest in that I don't really have much of a desire to learn lower level stuff. I quite enjoy the work that I do. Snapcat is asking why did I delete the video? I don't know, I guess sometimes I get quite shy. Streaming is a very interesting medium. You know, trying to build things in front of people, coding in front of a bunch of people as well is very intimidating. Like, what if I show like a secret? You guys take my API keys and I get a massive bill. That is like one aspect of like being afraid. The other is just, I mean, I started my YouTube to just get more comfortable speaking in front of people, more like public speaking stuff. And Twitch, it just feels like a safe space to do that right now as well. It's chill. But it's still intimidating. I think it's also scary when... I feel like one of the scarier parts is when people might take snippets of slip-ups you might make. Like, there are definitely times when I'm like, I've never made this mistake before, and suddenly I do something really stupid because, I don't know, just because, like a random mistake, and you're just like, you should know this. And to do that, I feel like people might take it out of context, and I don't know. Navcat says the My Little Pony clip, I thought it was funny. Do you get the same kind of anxiety when pair coding from work? No, I do not. I do not. I think that streaming is like a whole different beast of its own. Even though you're by yourself, just the fact that someone else might be watching it is intimidating. And with pair programming, you can't really take things out of context because they'll see you code. They'll see you actually know what you're doing. You have some time to get a little bit more comfortable. So yeah, I don't really pair program at work though, but yeah. I don't know, it's just different. It's like saying, like, you know, public speaking is just talking to another person, but it's not quite the same. Oh, thank you, Spenny Lou. That means a lot to me right now because I am exhausted. I mean, at this point, should I just close it up now?
Probably close the case.
What won't make it fine?
I mean, I guess you haven't tested the front panel.
My back hurts. My dignity, just a little bit as well. This has been a humbling experience. PC building. Not as easy as Linus makes it out to be. I think the hardest part about building this thing was just trying to get into all the little nooks and crannies. Like, a lot of the time you're being blocked by the frame and everything's just so compressed. I'm no longer... I have 71 followers. That's amazing. 03F001 says, wait until you have to do maintenance. This might be the last tiny case you ever get. Oh no. I just want to play Among Us. That's my favorite game right now. Big towers are the best because they are practically an end table. You know what? That's a good point. You could sit on it? No. You probably shouldn't sit on it.
It's probably fine. I mean, you can definitely sit on it.
Oh my god. This is taking too long. I've never heard that before. I think this is an overnight job, so this write apparently will take forever. Alright, I think that this stream is probably actually going to end now because yeah, I think this last step of installing Windows will take forever. Thank you friends for watching, all 14 of you that's left, thank you. Let me show my PC one last time so far before we actually close the case. But it's crazy that I could actually lift up this PC. There it is. This is a workout. This is my workout of the day. I didn't exercise at all today, so this is it, guys. PCs. Who needs a Mac, right, when I could just carry this around everywhere? Peace out. Bye, friends. Ugh. Yeah, it's kind of warm right now, eh?
Yeah.
Like with the lights and everything, it gets pretty hot.
It's also probably the computer.
Oh yes, the
outputting.
computer, this. Alrighty, here we go. Windows on this. Boot this up. We don't have a keyboard. It should go to Windows directly.
Yeah.
That would be brilliant. Oh my gosh. We're in Windows! I'm so excited!
Dude, this is all yours now.
Just fine. This. Okay, that's starting to get annoying. Is this every time I plug something in?
Oh.
Really? Oh my god, that's... Oh, okay.
Have you considered turning on Cortana?
If I change the volume, will play a sound? Yeah. That works fine.
I realize this case is idiot-proof.
Why?
Because, so my concern was if you just put this on the ground, you can smother the like fans on the bottom if they need air.
Yeah.
But when this goes on the bottom,
Yeah.
it has space on the bottom and it can take in air from the side.
Awesome.
So if you just put it on the floor without putting feet on, it's still fine.
Take all of this out. Very, very happy about this. So I actually had to contact Fractal because we actually couldn't close the case because the power supply cable was in the wrong orientation, so it got in the way of the poles that had to go down to connect all of this together. So what I ended up doing was that I had to unscrew the power supply, and we're just gonna have it like that for a while until we come up with a different handed cable. Oh god, this is so rewarding. Okie dokie.
Wait, no, you're not done yet.
I'm not.
You got peel on the side.
This. And we are... Holy smokes, we are done. A little bit happy with the power supply, but I think because one of the benefits of it being so small is that the wires are kind of protecting the power supply from like bouncing around. But here we are. That was a lot of work, but I'm very satisfied with how this turned out. Yeah, so what time is it? That was like 7 hours in total.
It's the next day.
It's the next day now, so we are exhausted, but it worked. My first PC, a lot of like just cramping things together, but oh my god, it feels light.
Imagine comparing to the big boy here.
I know, it's crazy. Alright, bye. Good night.